you, and I felt like a lot of times that I wasn't able to be there for you. So
if you wasn't, you was there when I needed you. So.
Glad you feel like that. I love you. I love you. I love you. Love you. Love you. Love you. Love you. Girl. You know you're gonna always be my first man, right?
Better be.
You hate that.
I told you before this even happened.
What?
Better be the first. Always the first.
You're always gonna be the first.
I mean, like he's scared and somebody give him some direct eye contact.
As soon as you walk in the door, he grilling you.
And he drop his head like that, then he knows something wrong.
You understand? Your ears went numb, your body went numb, your heart started pumping because you never knew what to expect.
It all comes down to whether or not you're a Puerto Rican or you're a black man or if you're a Crip, if you're a blood, all that is irrelevant. Bottom line, you're gonna get tested.
Welcome to the yard where men get violated, gang related, don't shake hands, these niggas stay masturbating. Commissary necessary, guards collaborated, violated, bodies haters locked down, hibernate. Flatline! Psychotic, ain't nowhere to run or hide, better pop body. Ain't no automatic guns, better hop body. Killing us is just for fun, cause that's psychotic.
My nigga.
I'm putting cases on all you bitches. Shoot program, nigga! 23-hour lockdown!
That if they get the notion to fuck with me.
This is Big Bad's Life with another informative video. Welcome to On the Yard. If you're in the know, everybody know and probably done heard about Remy Ma's son, 23-year-old Jason Scott, arrested on suspicion of murder. Jason Scott is the son, of course, of Grammy-nominated rapper, actor, TV personality Remy Ma, right? And these charges happen in New York on murder charges, fatally, allegedly, shooting a 47-year-old brother by the name of Darius Gillibo. The New York Police Department confirmed that on the USA Today. That also he faced charges of reckless endangerment, criminal possession of a weapon. Also, another suspect was also arrested in connection of the murder, right? The case stemmed from alleged altercation in Queens on June 7th. This was a couple of years back, 2021, which left Gillibo with multiple gunshots wound to the head and the chest, right? A lawyer for Remy Ma's son said in a statement that Friday Scott was arrested and the biasness of a very serious unfounded allegation. So, a lot of people been talking. Remy Ma wished to address the situation personally, but had strongly advised the office to not say anything publicly. As for people in the situation, and the case is still active. So to be clear, Jason Scott, they're saying is, presumed innocent. A lot of witnesses are saying different, but Remy Ma is committed to providing, proving his innocence, fully supporting her son at this time, like she should. And the reason why I showed in the opening statement of the Rikers Island, her son is gonna have to face the music. It's one thing to be associated or affiliated with a parent that is like in the business, but it's another thing to be behind the walls and that parent ain't there with you. Like I was locked up with Jay Prince's brother, Mr. Rap-A-Lot himself. The name was coined after him, Sir Rap-A-Lot. And, he didn't have an easy go about it just because, he was Jay Prince's brother. Even though people knew of his, of his affiliation and they knew that he carried a stroke. But inside of there, man, guys really, they look at you as an individual. Now, you may have a name ringing, but none of that means anything. And Rikers Island is a different beast. And he's going to have to face a lot of situations, dealing with Rikers Island. Now, the court situation is something totally different. When you have money, which his mom has, and you have people that are in your corner, you have a better chance at winning and fighting. Now, Gillibo, if I've heard, that he is the cousin of Nicki Minaj's husband. So this is going to play out and all kind of, this is going to be across, a beef within beefs, so to speak, because you have two aspiring artists that sit on opposite sides of the fence, and her son is in between. Her son is in the middle. So, this is not going to be pretty. Because dealing with law enforcement, dealing with the court system is one thing, but now you have to go and sit in this jail. You have to go sit at Rikers. That's a whole totally different beast. And if you don't know anything about doing time and then putting you in PC, see, PC is for those like cops, famous people, sons of famous people. When Lil Wayne got locked up in Rikers, they had Lil Wayne in PC. They couldn't put him out there. I think when Pac was locked up, they had Pac in PC. It's not easy to go and sit in population and deal with dealing with the rest of the inmates. Whole totally different ball game. You can get approached, you can get extorted, you can get hurt, you can get, it's a whole bunch of different variables that work inside of that. I'm not going to make this long and drawn out. I just want to bring it to y'all attention. And in some of these clips, I want to show y'all what it's like inside of Rikers Island. If y'all think 24-year-old Jason is ready. I don't know. I wouldn't wish this on anybody. This is not a good situation. No matter if you're in Rikers Island, if you're in TDC in Texas, or anywhere in the United States prison system. It is not a good look. It is not a good feel.
Or more.
I have a lot of years of solitary confinement.
Rafael Figueroa says in the past he was locked a year and a half straight in solitary, which prisoners call the box. He says he's now a time bomb. How many fights?
Over the years, I can't even count. Over, I would say, maybe 30, 40. I've been beaten down, almost killed exactly in this jail. I've been more in prison than in the streets. Recently, when I went to the streets, I feel like I was in jail. I'm so, institutionalized, brainwashed, call it what you want to call it.
He says he's changed forever.
In here, I feel comfortable inside myself because I'm safe from myself. I'm safe from others. I can't function in society.
The vast majority of inmates are here in a kind of purgatory, convicted of nothing yet, awaiting trials. And 57% of these inmates were charged for non-violent crimes.
First time incarcerated?
Yeah, first and last time. Get to experience it all, I guess.
Aaron Perry, sent to Rikers for stealing computers and phones, ended up in the hell of solitary because of an angry outburst. He talks about the despair in this place.
I see a lot of frustration. I see frustration.
Commissioner Joseph Pont says there is simply no evidence this kind of treatment reduces violence. And says, remember, 80% of the inmates at Rikers will eventually be back out in your town. He says he wants the officers to start striving for something better.
We can change people's lives. And if you don't believe that, then you got to say that these are throwaway people, right? So they're throwaways. They're violent when they came in, they're going to be violent when they go out, and they're going to be the next criminal that does 50 years, the next assault, because these guys are getting out. They're going to be your neighbor.
So Pont has already reduced the number of inmates in solitary by 70% and put time limits on the stay. Instead, he's created a unit where even highly dangerous inmates are out of their cells for 7 hours a day in programs and treatment with extra security around. He's also moved the seriously mentally ill into special units with intensive therapy. But his most controversial and even radical idea may be this one: to be the first jail in the country to get rid of solitary altogether for the younger inmates, 18 to 21 years old, a small percentage of the population, the most difficult to control.
Hasn't it been a third of the violence?
Third of the violence.
Doesn't that give you pause, getting rid?
It's not easy. These are difficult, dangerous people that we're dealing with. I'm not saying this is an easy task for us, but it's a much better, hopeful outcome than what we were doing.
You've never been shaken in that belief.
I haven't.
We are walking in the part of force, but he has a challenge.
Everybody has an opinion, about what goes on and stuff in here, but
9 times out of 10, if anybody that has anything negative to say about a correctional officer, they never even been in the facility.
But again, a fundamental question. Do long stretches in solitary make inmates less dangerous or more?
I have a lot of years of solitary confinement.
Rafael Figueroa says in the past, he was locked a year and a half straight in solitary, which prisoners call the box. He says he's now a time bomb. How many fights?
Over the years, I can't even count. Over, I would say, maybe 30, 40. I've been beaten down, almost killed exactly in
suicide. Brutal force on mentally ill inmates. The retraining teaches officers to diffuse tense situations and use tools like pepper spray instead of brute force. The use of pepper spray is up, but serious violence between officers and inmates is way down. And Ponce says a lot of the officers are ready to try to help.
I grew up from nothing, so I respect what you're doing for me.
And see, what you guys don't understand is a lot of us grew up from nothing. I grew up in the South Bronx. My family had no money. It's just my mother was strict, my siblings were strict, and we had to follow the rules. Both my parents worked, but we had nothing. Like, I think sometimes you look at us and you think that we had it all, so we don't understand what you guys go through, and that's not true.
Like the story of this young inmate who grew up in a rough world. We noticed that Talon Murphy, called Bam Bam, had a charismatic hold on his fellow inmates at Rikers. Growing up, he had a superstar older sister sought after by colleges, named by ESPN as one of the best basketball players in the country.
I looked up to her. That was my role model. It's not a code. If I want to have a fight, I don't want to fight with slippers on.
Are you all afraid in here? Why wouldn't you be?
Those projects where violence is just daily life.
I see people get shot. I see people get stabbed. I got cut in my neck.
Oh, I see the scar. That happened on the street.
Yeah, in the streets. I got stabbed with a glass bottle.
Yeah, I see that.
A room full of kids with nothing to lose, nothing to do. Some of them spending years here awaiting trial.
This has been Big Bad's Life with another informative video, man. Like, comment, subscribe, man. Hit that like button. And until next time, I will, I hit you with something new. All right, let's get to it.
Welcome to the yard where men get violated, gang related, don't shake hands, these niggas stay masturbating. Commissary necessary, guards collaborated, violated, bodies haters locked down, hibernate. Flatline!